2009 inductee in the sponsor category, George Cline.
Wow. It's like a family reunion. This is pretty darn nice. See all these familiar faces. I'm going to use a cheat sheet. Please forgive me. When George first asked me to be here tonight, I was quite honored. But, must be honest, the first thing that came to my mind was, what a great opportunity for a roast, you know? There's so much material here. But I've only got 3 minutes. Seriously, this is a very special night for George. Tonight he joins the likes of John Bird, Mike Illich, Butch Bowles, numerous other sponsors that have dedicated their time, their money, their countless hours of devotion to this game of softball. I first started playing with George 23 years ago, Sunday afternoon beer team called the Sweat Sox in Softball City, where, as we all know, all games will be played as scheduled. What started as an average team with a group of friends slowly developed into a desire to go to the next level, playing tournaments. With tournaments, of course, comes travel, not just all over the state of Michigan, but Reno, Las Vegas, Aiken, South Carolina, and who can forget the many numerous and memorable visits to Maumee, Sylvania. I think that's where Fab won its first regional title in 2001. Very proud to be a member of that team. George has a terrific dedication to this game. His generosity is absolutely second to nobody. Nobody. Giving players like me, many of us in this room, a chance to play this game we love. George has a pretty good reputation in the softball community, pretty well known. I'm sure all you umpires probably were delighted when they saw they had US Fab on their diamond, giving him the assurance that there was a questionable call. George will certainly be there to give his judgment on what the correct call should have been. Not only a terrific coach and sponsor, George has been a wonderful friend to me. He's been there in the good times. He was the best man at my wedding 15 years ago. And yes, I am still married. Julie? He's also been there in the not-so-good times, and we won't go into those. But he was always there when I needed to be set straight and would kick in the backside. And that happened a lot. Today I'm proud to call George Cline a friend. And if everybody in this room had a friend like George Cline, your lives would be richer and much better off. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you George Cline.
Talking to the mic.
Stand up. First, I'd just like to say thanks to everyone here. Because you're the community, you're the softball community, and you've allowed me over the years to be part of your family. It's been a pleasure to play against you, compete against you, sponsor, manage. It's been a pleasure to let you allow me into your life. I'd like to thank the Biernatis family. Their efforts to keep USSSA softball as its momentum to keep driving in the state of Michigan keeps the sport that we love moving forward. And more often than not, we have a tendency to complain, explain, disagree. But with all that set aside, they deserve a good round of applause for everything that they do for us. They really do. There are a few people I would like to point out in my career in softball. One is Brother Lawrence. Brother Lawrence, are you here? Could you stand up, please? The reason why I am a sponsor today is because of this man. Brother Lawrence invited me to play softball on his tournament team way back when in Softball City. And we went and played different tournaments around through the state of Michigan. And what he gave to me was an inspiration. I remember him thinking to myself, wow, this guy's buying me lunch just to play softball. What a great guy. And before games, and this was back at a different time, where there were different things being said about certain teams. And Brother Lawrence would pull everyone in together and he'd say, let's have a prayer. And anybody who's played for Brother Lawrence knows what I'm talking about. And he'd say, let's pray, not for victory, but let's pray for safety on the fields. Let's pray that everybody here remembers this is just a game. And the key out here is to have fun. Because we all have to work the next day. Brother Lawrence, thank you for giving me that knowledge to the game that I think is more important than anything I've ever learned. Thank you. He's not here tonight. I don't think he is anyway, unless he's shown up. But Lou Shaw showed me something else also that I need to learn every single day, and that's, instead of anger, replace all of that with laughter and patience. Lou can control a game like I've never seen out of all that. He is able to disarm any problems that ever existed. And it's a life lesson that all of us need to do. Because remember, at the end of the game, if you can sit down and have a laugh and a beer, everybody wins. Nobody loses. And Lou Shaw taught me that. He's not here tonight, but I wanted to thank him also. Finally, the last people I'd like to thank are the players who played for me over the years and who I've had the opportunity to walk on the ball down with. All of you are the reason why I'm here. You made it fun. If it wasn't fun, I would have stopped a long time ago. But it's because of you and the jokes and the families and bringing me into your life is what made me continue. Rob Mueller, I don't even know what to say about you. We get James Sparrow over there. One of my good friends not here, Jimmy Watt. You treat me like a brother. You don't treat me like a manager or a coach. You invite me to your homes for holidays, family meetings. I know your family. And that's what makes softball special. And I wish everybody here tonight would remember the one thing that we're all out there for. This is family. And if you can be given that back in return, do it. Sponsor it. Buy a raffle ticket. Do whatever you need to do. Because all of that stuff matters. And believe me, tonight I'm being recognized for doing nothing more than giving back to a game that has given me much more than I've ever given back. Thank you all very much.
Our next 2009 inductee in the manager category.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, 'cause it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old